Today on Rappler. Leaders of the House of Representatives warned Vice President Sara Duterte she may be violating the Constitution and may be criminally liable for graft. A word war breaks out between Sara Duterte's defenders in the House and her critics. Pope Francis arrives in Singapore from East Timor, the final leg of an ambitious tour across Southeast Asia and Oceania. Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris puts Republican Donald Trump on the defensive on their first debate. And Taylor Swift says she will be casting her vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the November 5 election. Leaders of the House of Representatives warned Vice President Sara Duterte Tuesday, September 10, she may be violating the Constitution and possibly be criminally liable for graft. House Majority Leader Manix Dalipe flags Duterte's repeated refusal to explain how 125 million pesos in confidential funds in 2022 were spent. 73 million pesos of the fund was disallowed by the Commission on Audit for alleged irregularities. Manila Representative Bienvenido Abante also suggests Duterte may have committed an unconstitutional act for letting her entire agency snub the hearing. The Vice President says she is aware of talks to defund her office.
Handa ako sa Office of the Vice President na magtrabaho kahit walang budget. Maliit lang yung opisina namin.
The House again defers the budget deliberations for the OVP after Duterte accused Speaker Martin Romualdez and Appropriations Committee Chairperson Zaldi Co of controlling the national budget. With Sara Duterte absent from the House deliberations for her office's 2025 budget, Sagip Representative Rodante Marcoleta takes the lead in defending the Vice President. He immediately moves to terminate the budget briefing Tuesday, but House Appropriations Senior Vice Chairperson Stella Kimbo calls for a suspension. Kabataan Representative Raul Manuel objects to Marcoleta's motion, prompting a vote among lawmakers. 45 go against terminating the budget briefing, with 3 others in favor. Marcoleta, Davao City Representative Isidro Ungab, and Davao Occidental Representative Claude Bautista.
And because she is not present, she is actually insulting the second institution that should scrutinize the budget of the Vice President.
If we will be always submitting to this tradition, what happens to the constitutional provision on public office is a public trust.
Pope Francis arrives in Singapore on Wednesday, September 11 from East Timor on the final leg of an ambitious 12-day journey across Southeast Asia and Oceania. The highlight of the 2-night visit will be the Mass at the National Stadium, where the Vatican expects to draw some 55,000 people. Francis is only the second pope to visit Singapore after Pope John Paul II in 1986. The country counts about 210,000 Catholics among its 5.92 million people. The Pope arrives from Dili, East Timor's capital. The former Portuguese colony is one of only 2 predominantly Catholic countries in Asia. The other one is the Philippines. The Vatican estimates 600,000 had gathered for the Mass held on Tuesday, with almost half of the country's 1.3 million population attending. Francis is the first pope to visit East Timor in 35 years. Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris puts Republican Donald Trump on the defensive during their combative first debate. A former prosecutor, Harris, 59, appears to rile up Trump, 78, who came visibly angry, prompting him to deliver falsehoods. Trump claims Haitian immigrants are eating pets, that millions of migrants were taking over towns, that Democrats favor 9th-month abortions and executing newborn babies, and that Israel will cease to exist under a Harris presidency. Trump also says crime rates went through the roof. FBI data show homicides dropped 13% in 2023. A Reuters fact check does not flag major falsehoods from Harris. The candidates clashed on immigration, foreign policy, and healthcare, but the debate was light on policy details. Harris attacks Trump's plan to impose high tariffs while promising tax cuts. Trump hits Harris for the inflation during President Joe Biden's term. The 2 candidates are tied in 7 battleground states. Pop superstar Taylor Swift tells her 283 million followers on Instagram she will be casting her vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the November 5 election. The post is liked nearly 2 million times within 25 minutes. Swift says Harris fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. She also addresses an incident where an AI of her falsely endorsed Trump. She says, "It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. That made her realize she needed to be transparent about her plans as a voter." Swift notes the simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth. Her statement was signed off as childless cat lady, a dig at remarks made by Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.